Okay. For our last section, one more stage is we need to complete, right? For the deployment part. Everyone. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So the same mission, okay, I just stopped that mission. I mean, three missions there. And these are my missions. These two for Kubernetes and the first one that was for Jenkins, Sonar Cube, Docker, and all the things. I'm going to start all. What about the pipeline? I mean, all I tried the pipelines, right? May I know the status? Everyone.
For me, I haven't kind of reached that stage. I think I'll take this weekend or so to catch up to all the courses and then see how it is.
What about others? Okay.
We ran into difficulties while installing the Docker. It says lock permissions on a file. So I think we need to do elevate the or provide a 777 permission. Uh, we are trying that. We did not finish so far. We created a master and a worker, and we in the worker we have and we also have a Jenkins machine. But on the Jenkins machine, we are struggling to install the Sonar Cube. That is where we struck. We'll continue and wind up as soon as possible.
Okay. First one is my Jenkins machine. Second one is Gibbons machine. Mm, I'm going to start my sonar cube. So this is my application code. Okay. In this code, you can see there is a deployment service.yaml. So when we try to add this last stage, I mean deployment.yaml stage. This YAML we specify, okay, in script under the stage deployment to Kubernetes. We add one script, and the script will run this YAML. So in here, you can see the image name is my latest image, that is Tawfiq Web App 13. Then this is a deployment, okay. So this image will pull and run the image in our Kubernetes cluster. Then the replicas two, there is 2 pod and 2 container. This is a name Spring Boot AKS app deployment. Then this is service, okay. This is the deployment part and this is the service part. Here we mention, I mean, expose our application. So first we need to specify the name, kind, service, name, selector, then protocol and port. Then here we use not port, okay. Type is equal to not port.
Wow.
This was my previous scan and all thing. Now and this is the last successful pipeline, okay. See, the deployment was successful. Hello?
Yeah, we can see it deploy to Kubernetes successful.
Yes. This is a deployment stage. Okay, deploy to Kubernetes listener, and here we need to specify our config file. Okay, in my case, my config file name is K8s. Then we need to add one script language. I mean, we need to run kubectl apply if deployment service.yaml. This is a deployment service.yaml. So the Jenkins will automatically deploy using the plugin Kubernetes CLI. That's for that plugin for the accessing kubectl all thing. And need to change the IP. When I restart, our IP is changed. So accordingly, we need to update our Sonar Cube IP in our Jenkins. Give me a second. Okay, I will take my charger. Okay. Then now I am removing the last stage. Okay.
Could you repeat that?
I am removing the last stage. So because I didn't explain the last stage in our previous section. There is some configuration there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last 4. Yep. Okay. Apply and save. Yeah, that will. And one more thing. Yeah, I am going to build now. Okay. Let us show I mean, how many errors that we will face. and you guys all participate how to troubleshoot, okay? If we are facing any error.
Yeah.
So we are facing Docker build issue, okay?
Yeah.
This is the issue. This issue, I think you all are know, right? Permission.
దాన్ని మార్చాలంటే దాని కీ కనిపించాలి, అది చూపిస్తలేదు. అది ఎక్కడ చూపిస్తలేదు, ఉంది అంటుంది కానీ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇస్తలేదు. కంటైనర్స్ containers వాళ్ళ కంటైనర్స్. Endless analysis. To run a
Now I think we got the permission, then I'm going to build again. So here the step is done, okay? We didn't go to there, I mean, this is blank because we didn't mention in the configuration part. This is our configuration part. So here, last step was Docker push.
కంటైనర్ ఐడి తీసుకొని రన్ అని కొడు.
Anyone have any doubt regarding the Groovy? I mean, how the codes look like? I mean, where we start commands, anything?
Sir, we have a concern, like we have a issue going on while running the sonar image, a sonar container on the Jenkins server. Can can we share screen
Sure,
and
sure,
show?
sure, 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 sure.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. Kalpana, right?
Yes.
I mean, who are going to share the screen now? I'm make you host. Sorry.
We want to share Kalpana screen.
Okay, fine. Okay. I make Kalpana as host.
So when we say Docker PS, it is not showing anything. Okay.
Then using -a to, yeah.
Yeah. Then it is showing some of them. So we see two images, right?
Hmm.
We can use any one of them to run the sonar cube, right?
Etc. Sonar. Yeah. This second one
Right?
is good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Second and third from Capso community.
what is it?
Is community version, right?
Yeah.
Just start the sonar cube. That's all.
Oh, just okay. Sudo here.
The container ID.
Yeah, my sonar. Okay.
No. I mean container ID. The first one.
Aha, okay. And I use name. Okay. Is it like Docker start ID?
Docker start. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Docker start the ID.
Docker start ID.
I tried that also.
You need
Sudo
to start the Docker first. You need to start Docker systemctl start Docker.
Oh, okay.
Just to check the systemctl status Docker. Status Docker. It's
It
active.
is running.
Then just restart the Docker. Systemctl restart Docker.
It is active only, right?
Yeah, it's active. Just restart. Okay. And then sometimes.
Okay. Stop and start, right? Stop.
Restart.
There is restart. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Docker
Now,
ps-a.
I have a spelling mistake. Wait. I
Okay.
think now it's started. Okay, Docker PSC. Always.
Spelling.
Okay.
Now
Thank you
can-
very much. Yeah.
anyone face any issue? I mean, any other issues regarding pipeline?
So the worker process, you only really accessed worker area through service ID, right? You did not really directly connect using the worker IP. While pushing the Docker image to worker, the cluster area, you just used a service ID. That's it, right?
Yes. That I will explain. Okay. In my case, I think we face some issues because I stopped the machine for 2 days. Both, I mean, the master and worker. So I didn't get even the cluster IP info. Not get server AP through get LTC 14 timeout.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, when in the last class you have selected pipeline syntax
Hmm.
for with the plugins. So
Hmm.
when you are selecting, it is not visible, and it's not clear what type of plugins we need to select in the pipeline syntax. Can you please show it us one more time?
For previous class, we are added the plugins for first we installed JDK. And this plugin I install, okay. Eclipse terminal installer plugin. That's for JDK.
Yeah, I can't see your screens. It's not visible.
Oh, sorry. The install plugin, first one is JDK. And this is the plugin for JDK. In my case, it's enable. Then Sonar Scanner. For Sonar Scanner, I am installed SonarQube Scanner for Jenkins and SonarQube Generic Coverage plugin. Both are installed. Then coming to Docker. For Docker common plugins, not Docker pipeline, Docker plugins, Docker build step. These three plugins installed for Docker. Then Kubernetes. For Kubernetes, this is the main plugins. I mean the CLI plugin. This plugins we need to for kubectl. Okay, you see configure kubectl for Kubernetes. So Jenkins will run the kubectl command from here. Then related to Kubernetes, I enable. This is not mandatory. I mean, this was Bitbucket. I just installed. That's all. Then GitHub app for credential, Kubernetes credential, GitLab. This is not mandatory. This is for GitLab. The mandatory thing is kubecli for Kubernetes CLI plugin and Kubernetes pipeline DevOps step. Then Kubernetes plugin. These are the plugins we are installed. I think, yeah. I didn't miss anything. So in our case, we are facing some issue with Kubernetes. Kubernetes component.
And again, when you have written pipeline syntax, then you have selected the plugins from there, no? The code. So that one is not visible. So for each plugin, you have selected something with that is not sure what we need to select.
You mean plugins?
Yeah, in the pipeline syntax. you have, yeah, here, you have taken automatically generated code, no? So there I really could not see because it is too fast. So I could not see for how you selected those plugins code from the pipeline syntax. How do we know which one we should select? Because there are a lot of syntaxes there.
Yeah, you mean this is a syntax? I mean, for
No,
confusing.
yesterday you showed us a way for each plugin. If we give the parameters, it will
Yes,
generate
yes,
auto.
yes.
Yeah, I think she wanted to see how we generated it.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
I will show you from scratch. That will make sense. Okay. So go into pipeline. So here nothing. We are starting from scratch. So we didn't know how to start. I mean, how to start the Groovy script. Then we can try the simple pipeline here. Okay. So declarative Kubernetes Maven. Just start with the hello world. Then hello. It will give some. I mean, startup thing. The pipeline agent type stages. So yeah. Then this is for the hello symbol. Hello. Okay. Hello world for echoing. Then we can add our own thing with the snippet, okay, like generator, snippet generator. So here we can choose what service we are going to configure. Okay, for example, we need to add the GitHub repository for, I mean, checkout. Okay, code checkout. So this is a Git. This Git we need to choose, and here we need to provide the URL of our application. Just to provide the thing and mention master or main, then generate. So this is a simple command for checkout. Yeah, this is a command. Okay. Git change log false is the URL checkout command. Then other thing is you don't see sonar cube or sonar scanner. Yes, this is for the sonar cube. So when we choose sonar cube, we didn't know how to write the sonar stage thing. So here you need to choose a sonar authentication token and generate. See. So similar way, we need to choose which stage we are going to configure. Accordingly, we can come here and generate the thing. Give me a second. Okay, I'm getting a code. It's clear?
Yes, sir. So the code is going in the pipeline. So whatever generated is there, it is there, or we need to copy and paste.
Copy. We need to copy. We need to copy entire thing. I mean, here we can remove. Okay, here for some customization, we can add the block under the command. We can add block. Okay, like for example, some script there or bash anything we can add here. You can see I already added this for my pipeline. See, and under the block, I mean, I added some command in my block scenario that is for sonar. This is the path of the sonar. Then we need to mention the project name. Here we can mention, okay, we didn't configure in here, coming here, sonar cube, and we didn't configure. We can configure the name in this pipeline. So it will create a project under the same name. Got it.
Are you going to give this pipeline code to us, or we need to do it on our own?
I will share the pipeline code. No issue.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But you, I mean, you know how to do these things.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it is there with this,
Because,
with the help of this, we can learn.
okay. Because
Yeah.
scenario will change. Okay, when we are, for example, after all you joined in an organization, so there the scenario will change. So if you know how to do this thing, then we can do accordingly. No issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
In my Kubernetes cluster is not responding. Okay, if I go to troubleshoot, it will make some time. So I quickly create a just to terminate. Quickly create a cluster. Okay, master. regarding pipeline, is any other doubt? Anyone facing any error? You can ask. Okay, you can troubleshoot. All are clear. I mean. Occupation token. Okay, my cluster is running. So the next part is we need to add our Kubernetes cluster in our Jenkins pipeline. Okay, so we need to configure. There is a connection. We need to configure from the Jenkins to the Kubernetes cluster. So most probably we are using a Kubernetes configuration file that is name is called kubeconfig file. In that kubeconfig file, actually where we find the kubeconfig, I will show you. CD design, then ls ll. You see there is a dot cube, so go to there, cd cube ls. So here we can find our kube config file. Okay, cat config. This is our configuration file of our Kubernetes cluster. So this is a kind of like some APIs, some cluster details. You can see Kubernetes, the admin, then the certificate, all things included in our Kubernetes configuration file. Okay, so just to copy the entire file from API to here. Okay, copy, notepad, paste. This is our configuration file. Now we need to add our configuration file as a secret file in Jenkins. So go to Jenkins, go to credential, manage Jenkins, credentials. Here you can see I already configured my kubeconfig file. How we configure? Just go to add credential. So here we need to mention the kind. Okay, the kind is secret file, not secret text. Secret file is, in our case, the secret file is our Kubernetes configuration file. choose that thing. Then we need to upload the file. Okay, here we can save the file as a text file. I already saved my kubeconfig file. This is my previous config file. So just create file. Choose file and choose the config file. Okay, open and give it a ID like Kubernetes or anything. For this ID we mentioned in our pipeline syntax. You see, this is my pipeline syntax. In my case, kubeconfig credential ID is K8s. That means this this my ID. So I am add one more ID here. I'm going to say okay. This is my no config file. No config file choose. Yeah, this is file. Open and give it a name Kubernetes. Okay. Just create. Now, yeah, this is a no one. Okay. So I successfully added my configuration file in credential, kube configure. So then I need to add that stage for Kubernetes. So go back to my project. Now you can check there is no kubectl port running. Also found get all. Nothing. Okay, only one service there. Configure. And we need to add the last stage. The second last, now the last stage is pushing to Docker Hub. So after push, we need to deploy our image. So just to go to syntax, if you don't know any confusion, this go to syntax, and here we can see the command line for. You see, this is the step with kube configure Kubernetes CLI. Okay, and credential is our no credential. And we didn't mention anything. We can just create a step and copy. Kube config credential ID. Kube config credential ID. We can remove the things. These are the things we didn't mention anything. Certificate number, cluster name, context name. Only Kubernetes ID we mentioned here. You see. So other thing we can remove, no issue. just to copy, and come here, and we need to look the curly bracket, okay, for the previous one, for one, this 1, 2, 3, and the 4. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4. Enter, paste. For that, we need to mention the stage. Control set. Copy. Paste. We need to the name, give a name. Deploy. Any name we can mention, okay. Deploy it to Kubernetes. Then the step and the script, config file and such. Just copy.
I think you need to copy.
Okay. Paste here. 2, 3, 4. I'm removing the block, okay. So with the kube config, we didn't need these things. We can remove. Now we need to add the such, okay. Because our case, this is our file. I mean, this is a repository we are using for this application. I mean, this pipeline. So here there is one deployment YAML file. So this file we are going to execute in our Kubernetes cluster. I mean, this file. Closing the bracket. One, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is for the stage, and this is for the pipeline, right? This time apply and save. And build now. and ensure one thing when we trying with this Kubernetes stage, where we install the Jenkins. I mean, in my case, this is my Jenkins server, okay? So in this machine, we need to install the kubectl. Got it? Otherwise, this will fail. I already installed the kubectl command in my Jenkins server. Note it down. Yes, I mean our push done. Okay, then go to Kubernetes cluster and again try kubectl get pod. See, our two replicas are under container creating. Give some time because now it's under creating. And also we get some service account. Yeah, this is not port. We can access this application using the IP of our node machine. I mean this machine. This is a master machine, and we can access our application using the IP of our worker node. Again, we need to check the container. Yeah, now you see a container is up and running. This is our pod, 2 pod, and this is a container. For each pod, there is one container. Got it? Now we are going to access the application. This is my worker IP. Go to there, paste it here. Mention the port number 2. The port number is 32. Copy. See, our application is up and running. You don't have any doubt? Perfect, right?
Sir, one request.
Mm.
If you don't mind, you have done the entire process. It is success. But now, finally, I'm trying to map out what shall we do from the start
Sorry. Map, which
to
map?
practice this lab
Ah.
from the beginning. How do we approach? That's what I'm trying to understand the architecture. So we need to create a master and worker node.
Yes.
And the worker node, we need to install kubectl and Jenkins, Docker, and everything in the worker node, right?
No. You're confused. For our case, for this lab, we need to configure 3 machines. Okay, just to go to login AWS account and configure 3 machines. So first machine for installing Jenkins server, SonarQube server, then Docker, then Trivy. These are some prerequisites to run the CI/CD pipeline. And one Kubernetes cluster we need to deploy our application. So for Kubernetes cluster, we need to, at least we need 2 machines. One is for master, one is for worker.
Okay.
We already covered the self-hosted Kubernetes machine, right? So just to go through that, you will get the idea how to set up the, I think you configure the self-hosted Kubernetes cluster, right?
Yeah, I did that. So I have to use the same here. Okay.
Yes. For Kubernetes, or else you can go with the EKS. That's up to you.
Okay.
This is a self-hosted thing. That's all. And this is the mission. Okay, I'm choosing DevOps this mission for installing Jenkins on our cube Docker. Okay. And Trivy I installed the mission. So this is entirely for managing our pipelines. This mission. Leave these two. This is only for Kubernetes cluster. We didn't go to there or do anything. Just accessing the kubectl. We just access a master machine. So this is our master machine. So we can, here we need to check our cluster status, kube node, pod, all things, right? So configure that two machine for Kubernetes cluster, and this is my machine. I install Trivy, Jenkins, Docker, all things, Sonar Cube.
Okay.
Got it or confused?
No, sir. So worker node is we are doing SSH into the worker node from the master.
Yes. For what purpose? We need to add the machine as a slave for our Kubernetes, right? So that, that's why I SSH to that machine. I mean, this machine. This is a worker node machine. Just adding the script. I mean, the common script. We need to add the common script. After that, when we run the master script in the master machine, then we need to create a token and copy the token, then paste it in the master, worker node. Then it will join in our cluster.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
That's why I log into the worker node.
Okay. Thank you.
Now our pipeline is success. Now just go back and configure. This is now integrated, right? I mean, everything is integrated. So I will push now the build is pushed by me, right? So I'm going to the pipeline, then go to the settings. I mean, after restart Jenkins server IP will change. So I need to configure in the webhook of GitHub accordingly. I need to change the IP there. So go to the settings. So in my case, the replica is 2, right? So I'm going to change the replicas to 5, okay, or 3 or 4. Then we deploy. I mean, we build again, not manual build by GitHub. Go to webhook. Delete. This is not the IP. 310 dot no one. Delete the thing. Delete. Yep. Going to add webhook. Paste GitHub webhook. Okay. Add webhook. Refresh. We need to see that tick. Okay. Yeah. Now it's connected to our Jenkins. So just to go to the code, I'm changing the deployment.yaml file, and I change the replica set. Just go to the edit, and now the replica is 2. Now I'm changing to 4, and you can see now our replicas. Only 2 port, right? So now I'm changing to 4 port. commit change. Just to go to see the dashboard. Now the build is started. See, it's manual build by GitHub hook. SSM polling. And here we can see the commit. Okay, there is one commit here. Update deployment.service YAML. So I'm going back, check again. See, got it. So this is a way we create a pipeline for Kubernetes deployment. Any doubt? Anyone? Clear, right? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we can wind up, right? All of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then I will try to complete the pipeline, okay, for the weekend. Okay. Then okay.
So
By all.
please share the pipeline codes.
Yeah, I will share. And you just change accordingly, okay? I mean, we need to change something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Then by all.